Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we're back with Birth Me Code. We just finished the very first vote, which, the character I liked the most, was killed off. Well, top of my head, not really much has, happened to the voting, which it seems like most, just in the gameplay of itself, the whole thing was a straight through line, and the people you trust at some point, along the way, actually determines who comes out of the voting alive. Apparently, that's from my understanding at least. I still understand why us being curious about a person we're hacking to someone's helmet increase our trust. Maybe that comes up later on, maybe not, but I'm actually sad he's gone. Now we're just left with going on to the next areas. Oh boy. You know, the worst thing about death is that dead body, it's not a person anymore. It used to be a person, and now it's just an object. It's just a thing. It's just an object. You could shake it, but Viddy's not gonna answer. He was alive right before that, though. He was talking and arguing with us. It's just a ability to process information and answer accordingly. Okay, thank you for that assessment. It's not really different than a machine. Except we can process it differently because we can choose not to act accordingly. Assuming what you enunciate is true, that not mean we would be following the script regardless. And Cora paid little attention, looking around for the others. Aya and Sir B had been strangely quiet. It's because they both left already. Oh boy, of course they did. I wonder why Ira is so intrigued about Serbia now. Don't tell me just because of a crush sort of thing, or maybe they're siblings just like that. They don't really look like siblings. Averita was still gone, and Luxuria wasn't near them. After all, it is presumptuous to assume we have this free will when the choice, as you inferred, is made based on available information. Tristatia finally stared back at Gula, shrugging. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think anyone can tell. If I had to guess, though, you're probably correct. Again, Tristatia shrugged. Like monkey puppets dancing in strings of fate. Oh boy. Maybe it's not called fate. Maybe it's called destiny. Destiny is destiny. Maybe it's called Shakespeare's script. Where'd that analogy come from? The point is, you can't drive your train off course. Oh boy. It will stay on the rails. Yeah, I guess games entirely it's actually a good analogy. You may want to go off in this direction or that direction, but no matter what you do, it's always going to be on course. You may be mad about how how linear or supposedly non-linear a game is. It's still sort of linear in a way. Everything that you can do in the game has already been accounted for by the developers. So yeah, no matter what, you're still gonna be on course. So if you want to be off course, you must be at the same power as the gods that may be, which I doubt it's gonna be happening anytime soon. So yeah, we're just being puppeteered along. Of course, with sufficient force, I guess you can make it go off the rails. Just accumulate all the energy from the stars and just become the god to get out of this get off the rails of life. When that happens, though, it's not a good outcome. You crash and burn. You'll crash and kill dozens, if not hundreds. And as you can see before us, the consequence is real. Well, I guess only Gula and Luxuria actually saw the real consequence, not everyone else. He pushed against Nvidia's side with his foot. Okay. Adding instant injury. Gula grimly retained her silence. The only sound interrupting the moment came from Luxuria, whose tears were running wild. Is that sobbing from fear? Disgust? Legitimate sorrow? That's another thing I need to is us trusting someone lead to them following our lead most of all? I guess it would, but does it mean the people we decide to talk to and trust more, we getting them to be killed off? I wonder if that's what it's gonna be. If not, it just means they'll follow our lead more. Doesn't seem like we have much in terms of like exactly what we should say during this whole voting process. We're just like in the sidelines, almost. Either way, it doesn't look like we got the mastermind. We at least looked at her. It was a real worry. With the timer ticking down again, they had a job to fulfill. Was the game like? I'd probably like. I definitely need to remember exactly how the game's structured by one of the me recordings. Like doesn't the game like mention before like you have like you're forced to go into different voting segments and like try to kill the mastermind, and when they do, like it stops, or the votings keep on coming and going until Oh, wait, I just read this. Truth be told, the game will really only end the moment I find the traitor. Oh, okay. So it's worded that way. Anything to manipulate them into thinking they won. So, how we, like, I guess the biggest question is how we prove who the traitor is if we don't even know what the traitor's crime was among this group. I'm guessing Vidi's not been our target. I suppose we'll just have to keep the train going. Hopefully I'm not the next one entering the eternity. I don't think anyone would hope for that. Can we stop talking about death? The little girl spoke aloud amidst her tears, supporting herself against one of the consoles. Gula and Tricitia split from the others, deciding to take their conversation elsewhere. And Cora remained with Luxuria. We can go somewhere else too if you want. I guess. I can't believe this actually happened. Twice now. Twice beheading. There's from when the girl got the wrong guess, most likely. As Cora noticed when she was wandered closer, Luxuria was extremely destabilized by the event, to the point where she was not only hugging herself in fear, but also on the verge of mental collapse. Oh boy. You want to help me put in the cards in the slots in the middle? We have to do it at some point, so we might as well fill 9 cards in. Okay. The angle of her helmet showed she gave us a glance towards the headless corpse before she set up to work alongside Cora. The two of them began collecting the deactivated cards in the consoles, careful not to wander in front of one of the shotguns. The shotguns are pointed in every single direction in the room, so have fun with that. It would be too stupid if one of them fired by mistake. It's obviously they can't fire unless a vote is cast and they don't shoot real bullets. This precaution is just for luxurious state, for sure. Lux, are you calmer now? And Cora asked a question, though she didn't expect any real answer out of the girl. To her surprise, she nodded while they were putting in the cards into the contraption. Was that, like, the centerpiece would, like, lead to another shotgun area? Yeah, a little now. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to be weak like this either. It's just the body. What about the body? I'm just glad I can't smell it, or I'd probably... And Cora's vision faded right afterwards. Very soon, everyone's helmets displayed me once more. The instructions weren't over yet. Greetings once more. I'm sure you'd rather not see me again. Me, of all people. Not to the vote and your fourth witness of a dead body. I would like to remind you that there will be 5 more in total today other than this one, so you should strap yourselves in. Roll along for the ride. The carnage isn't over yet. Far from it. Unfortunately, fortunately for you, now you have an hour respite. Please use your time well. We will be heading towards more of those education rooms now. If you remember the room you woke up in, they're a little like that. All the me cards are hidden further inside. To progress, you will have to unlock the door leading to the hallway, much like how you unlocked the previous one. That is correct. Another puzzle awaits you. Oh boy, I'm excited. Let's see what other person we gain a trust like we just kill off. Hopefully you didn't kill off your best puzzle solver yet, or else you would regret it now. The timer inside of Ankor's helmet read exactly 4 hours remaining. Once you made your way inside, you had to split up into 3 groups. You may be 1, 2, or 3 in a group. The very moment 4 people enter the same classroom, they will surrender their right to live. Each classroom is an assigned subject for you to study and a question to answer. The subject in question will be given to you personally by me after 39 seconds have elapsed since the room's door has been opened, which is also when it will close and lock. Oh boy, time for school time. I hope I get math. Well, I was good at math before, but then I got statistics. That was an absolute train wreck. Okay. How do you feel smarter by learning various subjects? Hopefully it's not advanced math. Please stop. No. Another smart thing to do, not opening the doors until you're ready to go in. Otherwise it will lock you out for 39 minutes. Please remember that once you enter a room, you will also only have 39 minutes before you surrender your right to live. I'm curious why 39 minutes. Like, it's obviously like in the first Zero Escape game, like the whole thing was like with the whole 9 motif. I wonder why it's 39. 10 minutes of the essence, and I will stop taking it from you for now. From now on, I will only appear to give you each room's subject as you enter them. I wish all 7 of you good luck, and don't forget, I'll see you later. Bye. The image faded once more, and Cora's vision was replaced with the real world. She looked at Luxuria, who looked back at her. The bear-themed girl decided to keep Luxuria company instead of helping the others solve the aforementioned puzzle. They could probably take care of this one on their own anyway. The others had all gone to gather in front of the double doors leading further into the Wing A. Luxuria brought Cora back to her with some more talking. I kind of want to look at this machine a bit more. We only have so much time before the next voting round. If we're gonna do that, we'll be leaving the teams to separate in strange groups. What do you mean? Well, we're 7 left now, so that means that we both stay here to look at the machine and try to figure out how it works. We're leaving them to split as teams of 2. 2 and 1. Do we have to? What if they split up into 2 groups of 2 and 3 and we go together in one of the rooms? I guess. But in that case, I should go tell the group. For a moment, Luxuria hesitated. Do you not trust someone in that group? And Cora could tell us because this would leave her alone, and there was already a feeling of kingship developing between the 2 of them. Already clinging on to another, huh? Okay, but come back fast, Cora. Oh boy. They're promising it to Luxuria, and Cora walked out to join the main group in order to tell their plan. Sweep. Back down the staircase. The merger. And Cora from the others as they were caught in a rather heated debate amongst themselves. No way am I going in with anybody here. Oh, you don't like Ira now too? Oh god. Oh my god. Now that I know you're all loons like Viddy, I can't take any chances for myself. Is this cacophony related to what he was trying to tell you before dying? No. I just don't give a shit about any of you. And we don't give a shit about you, so shove you inside right now. Should you pursue this unreasonable course of action, I suggest we remove you from the group promptly. Sit you aside outside the rooms we shall be investigating, without a me card for the subsequent voting session. You guys can't vote without me anyway, so you have to hand one over sooner or later. Ira's fists were closed in anger. Looking at the others, Cora realized she had to do something or else a fight was gonna break out. I don't know how to... In order to mediate the group, and Cora... What should I choose? Okay, it's pretty obvious what I would do. What the hell is going on here? Are you guys fighting at this time? Seriously, you should hold off. We don't have the time for this kind of thing. What was that noise? I don't know if you all heard that or not. Maybe it's just... I don't know if it's part of the game or not. Shut up, idiot. Yeah, you're blaming me in the first voting session. Yeah. Don't get caught up into this or you're gonna eat the back of my hand. Wow. No, we really do not have the time, so you had to settle for now. But just after we're free from this hellhole. The rest of the people had gone silent at their altercation. Even Sir B understood what Cora meant after a while, and she relented, making a movement of her hand as if to dismiss the entire conversation altogether. Okay, Thanks. I think you're best coming with Lux and me. Whatever, I don't care. Get to tag along. The girl's proposition went rather flawlessly. They raised up the trust or not? Not really. Oh, we got his trust up actually. Huh. But not you, Gula. The entire group was glad to not have to deal with Serbia anymore, so they didn't have any issue pawning her off to Ancora. Nice. Glad we were gonna be the scapegoat. Only Ira didn't change his stance for a few moments before he worked and agreed to it. Very well then. I'll be going with Ira, and Ulra will be going with Ava. Are you certain of this? The team seemed moderately unbalanced. I'm afraid I cannot accept a mere thoughtless endeavor. No, it's not unbalanced. You and Ava are smart, but I think I'm able to piece things better. That way I should go with the most cognitively challenged individual in order to round it out. Nice way of putting it right there, Triss. If you're so certain of your assumptions, very well. Yet I harbor some disagreements regarding the fact that you believe your personage to be so mentally superior to us. My mind is going back to the whole traitor thing. Like, how would he even be able to piece together, like, as us to do the traitor? Since literally the game is structured to be around the whole fact that I'm, the game where we're the mastermind, but we're also, like, we're being fed pieces of information as we go along. So, like, how do we know that who's the traitor we're looking for? Because all we really can do is just follow along a lead. There's not much really else to go along with. Top of my head, so oh boy. The only literally lead that we have by who the traitor is not really technically a lead. It's the very first like door puzzle, the me framing puzzle device. Like as Ancora mentioned her thoughts that it's either a friend messing with her or somehow the traitor turned it on. But would the traitor have this much control over everything that's happening? So it's a thought to have. I'll be leaving the group now, okay? Bia, come. Bia, come! We'll go have a look at what Luxury wanted us to check and then we'll go. The rabbit-themed girl shrugged and went with the bear-themed girl after a brief goodbye thrown to the others. Never thought you were the one to say goodbyes. Turning back to Luxury, the two girls noticed that the smaller one had been in the process of examining the machine already. Hey, Lux, we got a ghost in a solo room. The timer's ticking down and... No, wait! What is it? What did you find? Cora, look! Bia, you too! The two girls approached, curious. Luxury was examining the 9th station, the one that belonged to the person the two others hadn't seen. I think we can do something here. She pointed at the mechanism behind. The shotgun that had been propped up was held by a tall pillar to match the console, which one could open by applying pressure onto the inside panel, not visible from afar. And what does that all mean? I don't know yet, but it opens. It opens? Like, we'll be inside. We're just gonna see the end of the shotgun barrel. The corner looked up beside it and took a look inside. There was a machinery, cogs, and belts. Clearly, they were all made to hook into one another to trigger the shotgun. How it actually worked remained a mystery at a simple glance. We can mess with this one and it won't matter too much, but the others won't open. This is dangerous territory to cross, though. Also, another thing that the thought came up. Like, if we got to the very beginning, like, I doubt this would happen, but, like, if we talked and trusted Serbia, like, you know, like, got her trust up too, like, would that change anything, like, how the 9th person came out? Like, almost like Sugar's weird cat situation, almost. Or, like, you know, as I mentioned before, ontological stuff, as I've seen before on the page of this game. Would that change, like, how the ninth girl, like, is alive or dead or something like that? I wonder if we're ever gonna see her, or just she's forever a mystery. I wanna look at it too. I think it's fine if we fuck around with this stuff, or will me roll over us like, hey, what's up? It might be good to look at the others. Maybe they open like this one. There shouldn't be any harm in just having a look, but I think me will get mad if we break the stuff. And Cora should back up and let Serbia have a look inside the box. While the rabbit remained there, the other girls searched the rest. As much as Cora tried, no box opened like that first one, except for the one behind Nvidia's console. So they can open after the fire? Something doesn't feel right. Must be a problem with the mechanism. Huh. So another thing that's coming up. Another weird... for oversight? How would this go about? None of this should be accessible under normal circumstances. And Cora watched the box for a moment before reaching inside with a hand. She found a small switch she could flip. It was very well hidden in the very back, and unless you knew where to find it, it seemed impossible to figure out its location. That's the mechanism to release the gun. This will give a very huge advantage over the others. It would also make it much harder to garner the trust. Either way, it's not loaded. None of them are. What happens when they fire is entirely from the helmet side. Oh, so it literally just explodes on their end? Oh, wow. So the guns are just for show? Jesus Christ. Her thumb brushed against the switch, and after a small push of her hand, the mechanism began moving. Very quickly, the bear-themed girl pulled her arm out of the box, just as the class released the instrument of death. The question remained, either Cora took the gun or she left it there. On one hand, the gun would give her protection, as it was left here to act as a shield. Cora glanced at the other two. They hadn't noticed the gun coming loose. Having it would make her a prime target. That was why if she took it, she had to be sure of what she wanted to do with it. The stress of the moment getting to her head, and Cora... We don't really know who the traitor is or any leads to it, and I'm pretty sure people are going to just trust us even more with a gun, so let's just look at it. She rose back up to merely examine the gun. Soon Serbia glanced over, keeping her distance still. What's up with the gun? Found anything special? No, nothing. She reached for the gun before Serbia could do it, lifting it up and off the slot. As she did so, Serbia took a step back, looking surprised enough that her body reacted instantly. Hey, what are you doing with this? I'm just looking at it. She flipped the gun over, trying to figure out how to open it. After doing so, she confirmed to Serbia the shotgun had no shells. Luxuria arrived at that moment, noticing the fact too before Cora put the gun back where it was. See? They're not loaded. It didn't feel too reassuring, but Cora didn't feel like she had to explain herself any further. She was actually eager to move from the voting stands so the boxes could be opened if the person in question died. The last thing I want is for anyone else to grab one of the shotguns, even if they aren't loaded. So it'd obviously make everyone fearful of each other, even though, like, yeah. Unsurprisingly, the two girls fought without any fuss. Much like in Cora, they were in a hurry to move away from where the instruments of death were being held. They garner any trust or no? Oh yeah, we got trust with that a bit more. With Lux. I wonder how that works. Like, obviously, like, just regardless from the first voting session, like, who we trust, like, you know, they'll protect us. In a way, so it's almost a weird game of hopscotch. In a way. The cute girls fought without any fuss, much like in Cora, they were in a hurry to move away from where the instruments of death were being held. On the way towards Wing A, Serbia asked the two girls a peculiar question. Hey, let's say you had a shotgun and it was loaded. Who would you shoot? Do you want me to answer that question? No. Huh? Martel made it clear the question took her by surprise. Time was ticking, but the three of them came to a standstill near the entrance to Wing A. Are you sure we have time for this? Why not? Do we really have to explore a room? We've got 6 hours. 2.5 nearly went by. The vote's in about 35 minutes. Well, we need those me cards. Unless someone dies during this hour slice. Luxuria's knees shook a little, and Cora could tell that she wasn't a fan of the upcoming plan of assassination. Those guns aren't loaded anyway. Maybe Tristatia? He's a little creepy. You think he's creepy? Well, I guess like the skull necklace would be like something like that. I don't think he's really creepy, but I don't really like him too much for some reason. I can't really put my finger on it why. And Cora looked at Luxuria with a surprise. The girl had been quite scared of bodies earlier, but now she was answering Sorbia. I do agree, he is a little creepy. So, Cora, what's it gonna be then? If you could shoot someone, who? And Cora thought about it for a moment. She figured answering either Sorbia or Luxuria wouldn't be a good idea. Given the choice, she would shoot... I guess to these two... I guess the person I would, like, shoot if I was in this kind of situation would be, like... It's either, like, Triss or Gula, actually. What should I put it down to? Well, Triss or Tia, like... I don't think he's exactly creepy, but there's something a bit weird about him. Don't know if it's just because, like, the character's putting it in my head that this thing's off about him or not. Just a weird vibe. Obviously, like, he's, like, smart enough. We don't really know too much about anyone making it, like, a real judgment. But I guess I'll shoot Gula? I'd probably go for Gula. Her speech is far too distinguished not to be a sign of her involvement. Those words caused a moment of silence between the girls. It was as if the two others were considering it until Sorbia shrugged as if it didn't matter to her. But you're right either way. Regardless of who you shoot, the guns aren't loaded. Let's just get a move on. Nah, nothing else really changed exactly. This was a stupid choice. But wonder how much like the questions actually would change. The rubber-themed girl gave a nod towards the open hallway. I wonder if we did opt to shoot Trish or Tia, would that mean like we get more trust with Lux? It's hard to form any kind of like idea or opinion what's gonna happen if like everything's like so weirdly structured in a way. And Cora stared at Luxuria, who said nothing, though she had burned her gaze. Following up on their marching order from before, Cora took the lead. Yeah, this is definitely a school. Cora stepped in front of a closed door. This was the classroom the first group had chosen to explore. She wasn't sure if this was Ira and Tristia's room or if it was Averita and Gula's room. The middle plate at the top was far too high for her to look inside without jumping, and either way, it was covered by said metal plate. Even if she could reach it, it was useless. This door's closed, so there's no point sticking around. The girl stood up again, finding a second door that was much like the first. I wonder if we go into like the next room where we find more clues. Actually, like, did we place everything here? Oh yeah, I was like to know in the very first room, like Pandora like was something about like handing out drugs to someone. It's like, like so like does that mean we were giving out drugs to someone? Like since we're Pandora, technically the nickname, or was it technically the other ninth person? Also, the other note that said like a fake with pigtails. I can't remember exactly everyone's looks. Would that be pigtails? I don't know. You have pigtails as well. A fake with pigtails. I'm gonna go with you being the fake with pigtails. If the note even means anything entirely, but a fake for what? I have no idea. Nothing really to piece together so far. I wonder what kind of subject each group is learning about now. She murmured to herself, but no one answered her. The two girls must have been thinking about it too. She assumed they were too stressed out by what they might have to solve in their room. Finally, Cora stood before the final room for this section of the Wing A, and she opened the door to look inside. It was a comfortable lounging area. Oh, we're not going to a school environment. Oh. Like this is like the teacher's lounge almost, actually, you think about it. She was walking before she realized something was amiss. Luxuria and Sorbia were gone. Fudge nuggets, since when had they left? This is very much not the time. The door's gonna lock in the next 39 seconds. Bad feeling spread through Ancora. Leaving the door aside, she retraced her steps to find the tallest and the shortest girls of the group. Something alone would cause more issues than problems it would resolve. There's no helping it then. Someone's gonna have to die without a voting session. Where have you gone? We had to solve this fast. In truth, the door had already locked by the time the girl had reached the entrance of the Wing A again. Only sounds greeted her, giving her no clues to where the others had gone. Why did you decide to leave? Exactly why? They couldn't have gone too far. There was only one way to take. Even though there were a few twists and turns, Wing A, the entirety of it had just been one long hallway. But now she was at a crossroads. Ooh, a crossroads. Fitting for this middle area of the school was often nicknamed the Crossroads by the students as it stood between all four wings. Where did they go? Did they go back to the voting machine? Did they go back to the first hallway? And girl wasn't sure, but ultimately, I would say let's go back to the first hallway. I'm actually really curious. I've already seen like the voting machines enough, like both in like Averita's like hacking helmets with them, and the whole first voting session entirely. And Cora figured they might have further split up, so she started investigating. Once she arrived at her first destination, she saw no one. Dang it. Puzzled, she waited a few minutes. I thought for sure like there'd be like at least a few people like maybe like curious with the middle box in the room, if like, you know, if everyone's rooms are practically identical. If she'd been mistaken, then maybe they would come by sooner or later. They're waiting for entirely far too long, and Cora went back to the crossroads. Even her patience had limits, and they had been breached. The timer in her helmet read a little fewer than 50 minutes remained before the vote. How did so much time pass since? She wasn't sure, but the entire place seemed deserted. Did they already leave? What's going on? Nobody should be able to leave this place right now, so where the heck are they? Her thought process stopped there when she noticed a shadow from behind. She turned around to greet them. But a gunshot that followed silenced her just as she barely caught a glimpse of that shadow. Okay. Well, the gunshots weren't... The shotguns weren't loaded, so... It was not one, but two shadows, one wielding a shotgun, both of them somewhat tall. Everything disappeared from Cora's vision, despite the shotguns not being loaded. Something still happened as a result of their use, but her mind was far from that now. And finally, everything went absolutely black. I wonder whose shadows those were. The most possible explanation would be luxuriant Serbia shadows, but there are two problems with that. The first problem is obviously that both shadows were somewhat tall. So, Serbia and Gula? That excludes the luxuriant part of it, unless your shadow magically grows taller than most others. The second problem is the shotgun. Nobody taught them how to remove it, unless one of them spied while it was happening. Once again, luxury is too short to have done that without being noticed. So, Serbia is somehow behind this? It's a weird... And for like a... For this whole development, it seems a bit too calm, almost like matter of fact of the way. Serbia was definitely one of the two of them, though. Mr. Bia took the shotgun. The shotgun was still there. For some reason, all the shotguns were there, even if any attempt at contact with them failed. As to the second shadow, I don't know whose it is. I can only guess. It was a little shapely, a little defined, like muscle, so maybe it was Ira. Maybe his presence there caused this to happen, in which case he should have been removed. If I had another chance, I'd tell myself to watch out for Ira, to focus on Ira. Without Ira, Serbia probably wouldn't be as defenseless as a little bunny. Looking at the consoles too closely had been a mistake too. I still can't wrap my mind around the state of the shotguns. Something strange is going on here. Not that it matters to me anymore. Near endless darkness awaits. But the box remained shut. Wait, so... Huh. What was it? That's a weird way to end it. Well, weird way to end something. Seems almost anticlimactic in a way. Dead end. How'd this go about then? What was it? So like obviously it's super BS, so like does that mean we have to like oh yeah, let me just before I like go back, skip completed puzzles, yeah. Oh, I show highlights. Nah. Just like let's go back into it, like see a tiny bit more. Oh, it like only goes back to that. Huh. Dot flow. Yeah, we definitely went the worst possible route. Like the flowchart goes down to here to split. We'll look at this a bit more. Pandora takes a moment of introspection at the beginning of the chaos released upon the participants that her killing game, or her killer game. Puzzles to connect to the helmet, answer the dot. Short awakening. This is the trust levels of people so far. Trust 1, 2, 3. Like, help will explain how it works. What? You may access any segment of the flowchart you like, provided it's already been locked by playing through the game and the go button is lit up. Since segments have trust requirements to light up the go button for these, you must manage the choices preceding them and determine all their outcomes. Once you enter a segment, all their chosen outcomes will be set for the remainder of this save file, regardless if they were set after or before the selected segment. Trust will only let you set them if you experience all their possible trust-changing outcomes firsthand, otherwise the button will be colored red. This is a bit, The autofill button will let you quickly set your choices back up to access the segment you already been to. However, it won't solve the puzzle of the flowchart. If a segment has exclamation mark over it, you need to set its choices. You'll be refused access to later segments until you pick all the choices leading up to them. Wait, things that go badly later should be in luxurious finish alongside with two other important objects. Autofill choices may reveal some grim information about their whereabouts and the nature of the kill me game. Pandora must choose a hack. Helmet. So obviously there's like these obviously like the three different choices for like hacking. We chose Averita, and then there was like Ira and what was it? Who was the other one? Lux, I think it was. I think she was there too. But I'm wondering. The flowchart is very bit confusing. It goes up from the very beginning. Let's see. So that's our first choice. Then going down to here, like so, choosing Averita like managed to go bad. So like the people we trust, like everything goes down to like to one route. So trust 1 or 2. Huh, wait, hold on a second. Trust 3, that's... I'll look at that again. Why are they red? Like, do we have to go back and, like, have someone else trust us for that? Choice will only let you set them if you experience all their possible trust-changing outcomes firsthand. Otherwise, the button will be colored red. So does that mean like this is a game where you have to keep going back and forth like to see the different outcomes of, like the trusting? That's like sort of reminds me of like zero time dilemma. Like the very first like voting thing in that one, you just see basically all the different outcomes where everyone lives, everyone dies, like at least one group of each segment dies, or like everyone lives, or like yeah, that whole thing. I wonder how this is gonna be. I wonder how to structure this and. Like, can we, like, go and, like... Let's quickly see, like, what another hacking helmet is, and let's go with that. Small click was heard from the double doors. Oh, okay, it goes all the way down to this, so... actually, when I, like, Yeah, I'll skip ahead to, like... I'll try to, like, edit all this down to, like, to bits with the helmets, or, like, I see anything very important come up. And Vinny's back alive again, yay. Okay, I'll get back up to the hacking helmets. Okay, now we're at the helmets. I don't know if like it definitely looks like the people we have trusting, like trust in them. So that means we have to go after Ira this time. Wait, Han. Oh boy. We had to do this all over from the very beginning. Oh, is this one of those? Oh gosh, is this a game like you have to start from the very beginning and do almost everything all over again to like make sure everything's all good and dandy? Oh boy, oh, boy. So this is gonna be gosh dang great editing hell. So I guess we need to go and trust Rabia to get on her side. So this seems like somehow she got a shotgun from who knows where, even though the shotgun was not loaded with all this stuff, and like decided to kill us off. So like, did our choice with like who we would decide to shoot like influence anything? It didn't really seem like it, but having a weird time actually processing how to actually go about any of this, which I guess is the point of a normal game, but you don't want to have all the strings revealed. But I'm having a hard time like figuring out exactly how to process anything so far. Like how we figure out the traitor is, how we like I guess the rules of the game, even though like we should know, even like we're of course we're being like spoon-fed like, you know, bits and pieces of information as we further go along, but I don't know if that's exactly all enough, because this whole game is like completely almost in the dark as well. Well, I'm a hard time exactly imagining a game where you're playing as a mastermind, how else would it play out, so I guess it's a tough situation to actually try to pull off and balance. Give a leeway on that. Well, it definitely seems like at the start of the very beginning, and yeah, like do different trust options and choices. So boy, actually, I'm gonna double check real quick about let's see. What are these 9 actually? Actually no, they're 8. So like if we focus on one person to trust, maybe something like that. I wonder what this would be actually. Autofill choices. I'll try to figure this out as like I'm off camera. Like I just realized I've been trying to like do this on. I'm having a hard time figuring this out. Like exactly So yeah, I'll try to figure this out and like find a way how to structure everything out as for like video's sake. Oh boy, because I'm actually so gosh dang confused about everything going on. So, well, I guess like I'll be along for the ride then. So, hope I find time watches that I am playing this. I hope I'll see you in the next one. Help piece all these different puzzle pieces together. And I hope you have a fantastic day.